Good evening and welcome to PlayOnSports.com's live coverage of Friday Night Football. We are underway from Mar Vista, California. Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Otay Ranch kicking off to the Mar Vista Mariners, and Nieves on the return, heading far side across the 25, 30, 35, and pushed out of bounds right near the 40-yard line. And that is where we get underway here at Mar Vista High School, and already a little scuffle out on the field, a little extracurricular stuff at the end of the play. This is homecoming tonight, and you can see tensions are high as the 1-1 Mar Vista Mariners host the 2-0 Otay Ranch Mustangs in a Metro Conference showdown. And already, Andy, we've got penalty flags all over the field here on the opening kickoff, and a lot of spirited youngsters out there on the gridiron.
Yeah, you said it, Jeff. A nice South County matchup here in San Diego. A little scuffle after the play was over, and then it was number 33 for the Mariners, Emmanuel Morales, who ended up giving the biggest hit, and that's when what I think you're going to get the call is going to be on Mar Vista. So I think this might be pushed back after a nice return by Nieves.
Yeah, there was a little bit of, someone got pancaked on the field. I believe it was one of the Mariners on the kick return team, was lying on his back, an Otay Ranch player on top of him, and they were still going at it a little bit after the whistle, and then one of the Mariners teammates, I didn't see who, Andy, came flying up and put a hit on that Otay Ranch player to get him off, and that's when the penalty flags came in. So the officials sorting it out. Let's tell you who our officiating crew is while we have a moment here on PlayOnSports.com. Just underway. Again, Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. As our officiating crew tonight, we had that a moment ago, folks. We'll get that for you in just a minute. But as I'm looking for that, Andy, are your expectations for tonight's ballgame?
Well, I'm looking for an exciting matchup here. A little bit undersized team in the home team, the Mariners. They're a Division IV school going up against Otay Ranch, which is a Division I school, which has a little more to work with. But the Mariners are a very ground and pound team. They love to run the ball, so you're going to see a lot of that tonight. And even though they're the underdog on paper, it's a homecoming night here. They got a big crowd behind them, and you don't ever want to underestimate this Mar Vista team, who went on a pretty special run in the Division III playoffs last year.
They did, knocking off St. Augustine. It was their best year in school history, and then they beat St. Augustine to get to the semifinals. This penalty is going to go as a personal foul against Mar Vista, 2 penalties against Mar Vista, and then 1 against Otay Ranch. And then another one on Mar Vista. So we've got a lot of yardage. We're going to be marching off here just at the beginning of this football game. Wow. And the Mar Vista crowd right below us, you could tell, does not like that call at all. So this is going to take the ball from the 38-yard line, which is where Nieves returned it, down to the 12. So ultimately a 26-yard loss off the kick.
Yeah, that is not exactly the way you want to get started here. Pinned up against your own goal line a bit, but here they come with their double wing attack.
That's right. Mar Vista will not throw the football much tonight. Landon Clark is the quarterback, and he's got that double wing, no receivers. And on first down, a man in motion, toss sweep left side, juggling it is Nieves. He's going to get hit after he crosses the line of scrimmage, and he'll pick up a couple of yards near the 14-yard line.
That one a little bit of a scare before Nieves finally got his hands on it, bobbling the ball a little bit. But you're going to see a plethora of rushers here for the Mariners tonight. They have 8 players on their team that are averaging over 6 yards per carry. So you're going to see a lot of guys getting their hands on the ball, trying to make their way up the field.
I tracked down our officiating crew. We will let you know who they are in just a moment after this next play. 2nd down and 8 coming up here for Mar Vista. Mar Vista going left to right. Otay Ranch in the white jerseys going right to left. Mar Vista in the gold. Here's a run to the right-hand side, and stacked up for no gain on the play is Mar Vista. That was Jimmy Hill on the carry. It'll bring up 3rd down and 8. Again, our officiating crew, David Sibbett is our referee tonight in the white hat. Tom Flint is our umpire. John Stavola, the head linesman. Our line judge, Nick Herrera. Back judge, David Brown. As David Sibbett calling an official timeout on the field temporarily as one of the Mustangs lost his helmet. And that is a piece of gear you want to keep.
Yeah, you never want to be going without that one. A minimal gain on that 2nd down play, so tough position here for the Mariners with about 8 yards to go.
And what would typically be a passing situation for most ball clubs, but Mar Vista does not like to throw. In fact, head coach Brian Hay telling us if we're throwing more than 10 times a game, we are behind, and by a lot. Man in motion, here's the double wing, keeping it is Clark. He's going to be buried in the backfield. No gain, in fact, a loss. Back to the 11-yard line. A loss of 3 will bring up 4th down and 11, and the punting unit is going to come on here for Mar Vista.
Yeah, Mar Vista has had a good amount of success this year running the ball so far, but this is a different type of defense than what they've faced so far. They played both Point Loma and Sarah coming into this game, but this Otai Ranch team has a lot of athletic players out there on the field.
Mar Vista set to kick, and that will be Landon Clark back there. After playing quarterback, the kid's going to be standing in his own end zone, looking to kick this ball away. Back to receive Chris Martin, a very dangerous and athletic wide receiver. High snap, Clark pulls it down, barely gets the punt away. It's going to take a Mar Vista bounce. Martin picks it up at the 46-yard line of Mar Vista, breaks one tackle, another, and then will be stopped at the 41, a return of 5 yards. And then a penalty marker late. Nice coverage on the part of Mar Vista, but do we have another special teams penalty going against the Mariners? Let's see.
That's really the last thing you need if you're the Mariners, already with the ball inside your own territory. But that was quite a play by Clark just to get that off after a high snap and avoiding the pressure by getting the kickoff quickly.
And Daniel Lujan, who, here's a personal foul. This time it's going to go against Otai Ranch. So now each team with 2 penalties. Daniel Lujan did a nice job staying with that play for Mar Vista, Andy. Chris Martin shook him initially, and then Lujan staying with it ended up making the ankle tackle on the play.
Yeah, absolutely. Missed him initially, but there you see just some of the moves that Martin has. Even though he only made a couple-yard gain out of it, you can see the athleticism that he has. And he's going to be a part of that 3-headed monster here for the Mustangs. He's going to be there at receiver. Then you've got Williams, another junior at running back, and then Kyle Hawkins leads the team at the quarterback position.
And we will see Hawkins, the junior, who the Otai Ranch coaching staff was raving about before the game. Pistol formation for Hawkins. He's got it back to his left, 2 receivers to either side on first down. From his 45 after the penalty. Hawkins with time, throws, complete right at the first down marker, but then taking a step back and ending up with a 9-yard gain on the catch, far side of the field. That was Damon Wichkowski.
There you see the disposal of talent that Hawkins has to work with. 4 wide receivers lining up and found the open man.
Wichkowski now furthest to the far sideline for Otai Ranch. Hawkins a snap. He's going to run the option left, and this is going to be a tough one as Mar Vista's all over it. Big loss for Anthony Williams.
A big play by the Mariners defense, pushing the Mustangs back. They sniffed that one out. They saw that option coming immediately and went right to Williams, the running back, gave him no room to run.
3rd down and 7, a loss of 6 yards back to the 48-yard line of Otai Ranch. And Otai Ranch is going to put Hawkins under center and an offset eye right, tight end to the strong side, that right side. A receiver to either side. Hawkins the snap, handoff, Williams looking for running room, gets a hole, gets into the secondary, will be brought down. Nice support tackle after a gain of a yard, maybe 2. Great job coming up, Benny Smith from his safety position to make the play. If he does not get him, Williams is off to the races.
Yeah, Smith, a talented running back for this team, but he'll also go both ways, playing there at defensive back, and was kind of out there by his lonesome on an island there and came up with a textbook tackle.
4th down and 5 now for Otai Ranch. And the punting unit on. This is Carlos Medrano wearing number 34. He switched jerseys with kicker Andres Burgoyne before the game. Burgoyne typically wearing 34. Tonight Medrano is. Not sure why that is, but the kickers did a jersey switch. And Medrano, standing at his 35-yard line, gets this one away. High spiraling kick, fair catch called for, and then letting it go is Mar Vista, and almost thought about picking it up at the 4-yard line. Landon O'Connell wisely thought better of it. Whatever in his brain at the very end, Andy said, do not touch this one. That was a wise move.
Yes, it absolutely was. You already know you're going to be pinned up towards your goal line, and the last thing you want to do is touch that ball and let the other team recover it potentially. But a very nice kick there by Madrano as he rolled it right up there.
First down and 10 for Mar Vista at their own 4-yard line. 7:15 remaining, first quarter. We are scoreless in this Metro Conference matchup. One of 5 games we're covering in the San Diego section tonight amongst 17 around the state of California, folks. So feel free to bounce around tonight from our game. Later on, when we're at a break, there'll be other games taking place around the state and within San Diego. On first down, just a quarterback sneak to get a little bit of room, a yard, maybe 2. On the carry for Landon Clark. We'll see where they spot. Looks like he got out to the 5-yard line. A pickup of 1 should be second down and 9.
And you see so far, as I mentioned before, a very stout defensive line. The line itself is plugging up the holes, and it allows that next line of support to just come in. And it's just a huge clutter down there with about 21 of the 22 players on the field within a 5-yard radius around the ball.
You know, and this kind of offense, while it's easy to defend on the one hand because you know what's coming, one is going to be a dead ball offside penalty against Otay Ranch. So 2nd and 9 is going to turn into 2nd down and 4.
Someone on that interior line for the Mustangs. So a nice gift for the Mariners.
Second down and 4. Down situation.
Looks like we've got a penalty flag on the field from the far official in the first down for Mar Vista. 6 minutes here on the clock, so we're halfway through the first quarter. Beautiful night here in San Diego. And Mar Vista comes up to the line once again in that double wing attack. You got Nieves as the near wing back.
And on the penalty with the first down, here's Mar Vista on the carry, and they're going to pick it up close to the 19-yard line. Gain of about 3 on first down will bring up second down, and 7.
Yeah, that one going to Jimmy Hill, another wing back who rushed for over 1,600 yards last year for the Mariners. But the Mariners coming off starting a drive here, given 2 penalties by the defense, an offsides and a face mask, so maybe that'll get them going.
5 minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the opening quarter here at Homecoming on a very warm day in San Diego. Temperature in Imperial Beach was 90 degrees when we rolled up here at about 6 o'clock. It's still pretty warm out there on the football field right now. Under center, Clark. Inside handoff on the counter. Nice job getting across the 20 out to the 21-yard line. Good defense by Otai Ranch smelling that one out. And it'll bring up third down. Let's call it 4.
And Hill getting the previous carry. That time went in motion to try and distract the defense and open up that lane. But good discipline by the Otai Ranch defensive line. Now they're about halfway towards that first down mark, bringing up a third down and 4, a long 4, I would call it.
You know, one thing about Mar Vista in this ground attack, Andy, is it chews up a lot of clock as well. This is a ball control offense by design, and even if they don't get a score on this particular drive, which started at their own 4-yard line, they're taking up a lot of clock and keeping that Otay Ranch defense on the field. On third down and 4, here's a handoff to the right-hand side. Nice defense right there by the linebacker, Jeremy Gula. Makes the tackle after a gain of 1. It'll bring up fourth down and 3.
Good all-around effort by that defense there, but you mentioned the name Gula, one of the leading tacklers and leaders on this Mustangs defense. He stood up the ball carrier very nicely there and had no intention of letting that Mariner team get a first down.
Clark on to punt, standing at his 10-yard line. The ever-dangerous Chris Martin back to receive at his own 45. And he's angled close to the near sideline, the Mar Vista sideline, expecting a kick that way. This time Clark doesn't have to jump quite as high to get that kick. And a fair catch called for by Martin at his 41. And that is where Otai Ranch will take over with 3:20 remaining here in the first quarter. Andy, we'll keep it right here. What are you seeing so far? This is the second possession coming up for Otai Ranch. the game entirely played on Mar Vista's side of the field so far.
Yeah, that you said it right there. It's already a battle of field position. And even though there's no score right now, Otai Ranch is winning that. And they, once again, have pretty good field position here past the 40-yard line. So a couple of nice stops by their defense. Even though they had a couple penalties, they came up strong on the last third down. And now their offense has a chance to operate after going 3 and out last time. They had a really good first down play, and then were stopped thereafter. They'll go here at it again.
You get the sense, though, that Otai Ranch can break a big one at any point in time. Here's a handoff. Williams on first down. He is going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. 2nd down and 11 coming up here for Otai Ranch.
Yeah, and just looking on the field, you see the size difference between the two lines, but sometimes that benefits the defensive line. Sometimes they're quicker and they can maneuver a little bit, and that's exactly what happened on that play. They were able to avoid a couple of the linemen and got up into that backfield.
2:50 left opening quarter. Otai Ranch 2nd down and 11 at their own 40-yard line. Staying in that pistol formation this time, Williams is to Hawkins' right. Now man in motion. And a whole lot of motion right there following. Martin went in motion left to right, and the offensive line started to go with him. The center didn't snap the football. That's going to be a false start against Otai Ranch, and it'll bring up 2nd down and 16.
You got to like how the Mariners are standing their ground right now.
They are. I'll tell you, this is a scrappy team, and it's a little bit chippy out there on the football field in this first quarter. Both sides, with the number of personal foul penalties we've seen, 4 already in the first not quite 10 minutes. 2nd down and 16. Otai Ranch on the snap. Hawkins looking left, now going to throw across the middle. Martin is there, absorbs the first hit, a third hit, a fourth hit, and then extends to the 50-yard line. We've also got a penalty marker on top of that, so a gain of 15 yards. 3rd down and 1 coming up here, but we have a penalty marker that was thrown right at the spot of the tackle. I wonder if they're going to call a blow to the head, though I didn't see Martin get his head.
There was a lot of contact. It looked like there might have been a forearm effort that went close to the helmet, so we'll see if that's a call or a face mask.
Oh, that's going to get Otai Ranch the first down. So the penalty marker.
But you really got to like the effort by Martin there. Not only does he have a lot of speed and athleticism, but a lot of courage going over the middle on that play. Really could have gotten himself rocked, but was able to maintain possession and even break a couple of tackles and taking a face mask on the way down.
1st down and 10 now, Otai Ranch. After the penalty. Officials start the clock. Hawkins under center, offset eye right, tight end right. Handoff Williams running right side. He's going to get through the first line of defense and keep those legs moving and get to the 40-yard line for a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5.
Now the Mustangs eating up a good amount of clock here. We're already under 2 minutes in the first quarter. This definitely has a chance of being one of the faster games around California tonight with the way things are going right now.
I'll tell you what, they play it like they're late for a dinner reservation. 1:36 and counting here in the first quarter of play. Same formation for Otai Ranch. Mar Vista has 8 in the box. A fake toss sweep to Williams. To the fullback is the give. Right at the line of scrimmage, Mar Vista is there. No gain on the play. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Nice job by Mar Vista. Their interior D has been pretty good so far here in the first quarter. That carry, Deodrick Cunningham.
Yeah, great effort up front. Standing strong against that big offensive line of the Mustangs, and then also just having good discipline, ready for any type of fake or any type of run coming whichever direction.
3rd down and 5. Hawkins on the snap. Pass right, 1st down, nice completion. Otai Ranch going to get at least 6 yards out of this. And the ball will be spotted at the 34-yard line.
That one going to Elijah Herrero, senior wide receiver for the Mustangs, who just did a simple curl pattern and found himself right there on the 1st down line. And an easy connection from quarterback to receiver.
Hawkins under center, double tight ends and one back in the backfield. On the snap, Williams the carry, right up the middle. Nice blocking by the offensive line. Williams is going to take it to the 30-yard line, maybe the 29. We'll see where they spot this one.
Williams having no problem rushing it up inside. Likes to get those hard, tough yards. Hasn't broken one yet, but you can see the dynamic ability that he has.
2nd down and 5 for Otai Ranch after the Williams 5-yard gain. Same formation for Otai Ranch. From the 29-yard line, Williams is going to be hit right at the line, no gain. Nice job getting in there and making the play. Was that Stephen Aguero?
That was Aguero, the middle linebacker for the Mariners.
Great stop.
Nice shoestring tackle, holding on strong.
3rd down and 5 now, and that will end the first quarter of play. A very quick first quarter, folks. If you're just joining us, we're barely 15 minutes into this football game, and we're already through one quarter. No score here for Mar Vista High School on homecoming night. 0-0 the score. Otay Ranch and Mar Vista, you're following the action on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups, like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Well, Andy, you've talked about over the course of this game, this is a battle for field position.
Yes, it absolutely is, and the Mustangs making their way on a drive, although they do have a good opportunity here on a 3rd and relatively long. Good challenge for them coming up, but you just got to like the effort by both sides so far. Each team standing their ground, even though you have a little bit of an outsized Mar Vista team, they're holding on strong here in front of the home crowd and giving them something to cheer about on a lot of plays out there.
Otay Ranch now going left to right. Man in motion from right to left is Quentin Bell, who's now lining up on the far side of the field. Smith, the lone receiver to the near side. Double tight ends, Williams in the backfield. On 3rd down and 5. Hawkins going to throw, hit as he throws, but he makes the connection to Martin, who's going to pick up the 1st down around the 20-yard line.
You can see why Martin is already being recruited, even as a junior, by a couple of D1 colleges. He can not only has that athletic ability, but he is running some very precise routes, and you saw it there on that 3rd down play, stopping that route right at the 1st down mark and hauling it in nicely, and even adding a couple yards to the end of that catch.
Offset eye left on a 1st down and 10. Tight end right, toss sweep left side. Williams with a lead blocker, tries to get around the end, and what a tackle on that edge by Landon O'Connell, who was on an island by himself staring at 2 blockers and still managed to make the play.
He really was, and he made the decision to go inside and try to clip Williams low, and he came up successful. If he hadn't gotten his hands on him, then Williams would have been around the edge and maybe sniffing that end zone.
A gain of a yard. Actually, they're going to say no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Offset eye left. Tight end right, a receiver either side. Williams to carry running left-hand side. He's going to get a few yards. Tackled around the 17-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8. 10:42 and counting here in this first half of play. A very speedy first half that should see an extended halftime intermission. What with this being homecoming here at Mar Vista.
Well, here you got an opportunity for Hawkins, the junior quarterback, the leader of this team, who went a pretty impressive 19-1 as a JV player, hoping to have a similar record like that at the varsity level.
Out of the pistol, Hawkins going to throw right at that 1st down marker. The catch is made, and that should be enough for a 1st down. Catch made on that far side of the field by Quentin Bell. And this should make it 1st and goal for Otay Ranch at the 8-yard line.
Very solid decision-making there by Hawkins. It's so easy when you have a target like Martin to just want to go to him, especially on those key 3rd down plays. But he checked his options and saw that Bell was the best one right there around the 1st down marker.
Bell out to the left, Martin to the right. One back in the backfield, Williams. Hawkins gives to Williams, who's knocked down in the backfield. Great penetration by Gilbert Rivera, who got in there and made the hit, and that ball's back to the 10-yard line, 2nd down and goal.
Yeah, you really have to like the effort, again, like I've been saying, of the Mar Vista line. Gigi Rivera, as they call him around here, came up big on that one.
Otai Ranch is going to go offset eye right, tight end to that right side. Martin, the receiver, the near side. Hawkins under center. Toss sweep to the right. Williams looking for running room. Sees a hole, cuts upfield, and is cut down once again. Boy, the corners. Is that Landon O'Connell once again? That kid is everywhere. The corners have made some big tackles for Mar Vista here in the first half.
Yeah, that is a key to the game that we didn't even really talk about. Just an all-around effort from each individual on that defense. So much of it, you think facing the run is the front 7, but you can see the importance of those defensive backs coming in to help. And those cornerbacks have come up with several important tackles.
Gain of 5 to the 5-yard line, 3rd down and goal. Hawkins puts Williams to his left, and now a timeout is going to be called by Mar Vista. That is their first charged timeout. Mar Vista will take that timeout. No score here. Otay Ranch threatening with 8:43 remaining here in the first half of play.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Well, Mar Vista trying to hold Otay Ranch out of the end zone. It has been an interesting battle of 4- and 5-yard chunks, and for an Otay Ranch offense that is pretty explosive, and last week put up 37 points on the road against Mount Miguel. So far, Mar Vista's been able to hold their own.
Yeah, been able to hang with them so far, and it would be really important if, I know we're early in the game here, but if they held them to a field goal, you haven't seen Mar Vista be able to mount much of an attack on offense. So seems like points are coming at a premium so far. So a stop on 3rd down would be huge.
This is definitely within Andres Burgoyne's range. It would be a 22-yard field goal kick from here if Otay Ranch does not get a yard on this 3rd and goal play, and they elect to go for the field goal. Same formation for Otay Ranch. Williams to the left of Hawkins in the backfield. Hawkins takes the snap. He's looking. He's throwing a corner route, far side. He's going to overshoot Quentin Bell, who may have gotten away with a little bit of a push as well. And that'll bring up 4th down, and the field goal unit comes on the field for the Mustangs.
A one-on-one matchup over there in the far left corner. If it would have been a slightly less thrown ball, then Bell might have had a chance. He did definitely get away with the push-off and would have had a good chance at it if it was right there by his hands, but a little bit too long.
4th and goal. And on for the field goal try is Burgoyne. The holder is Anthony Sordion. This will be a 22-yard attempt for the right hash. The snap is a good one. The kick is almost blocked, and it is wide left. So Burgoyne had plenty of distance, but is unable to connect. And so the score remains 0-0 with 8:35 to go in the second quarter.
Wow.
He just hooked it.
Yeah, felt the pressure from that rush up front on the field goal attempt, and just came over top of it, hooked it left.
And so now Mar Vista will take over at their own 20. I got to say right now, given the fact that Mar Vista's been backed up deep in their own end 2 different times, they've started 2 drives, one from the 12, one from the 4. Now they're at their 20. This is the best field position they've had, Andy, considering the score is still 0-0.
You got to be really happy if you're Coach Hay over there on the near sideline.
Anthony Laxina, the head coach for Otay Ranch, probably not quite as pleased right now, as here is a handoff right-hand side, cutting upfield into the secondary. Nice move and getting Wrapped up after a 9-yard gain is Benny Smith, and then there's a penalty marker down as well, and that is likely a face mask penalty that's going to go against the Mustangs.
There you see it. You just need the smallest of holes for one of these quick backs to get through, and they have the potential to break it. And came really close to that first down marker.
Well, this is definitely a Mar Vista tempo football game right now.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of game the Mariners want to be in, especially against a very athletic and high-scoring offense as possessed by Otai Ranch. Now they're actually going to pick up the flag, so they're going to say not a face mask, but that should be enough for a first down. Let's see where they're going to spot it. It's right at the 30-yard line. It is going to be a gain of 10 and a first down. So either way, mission accomplished for the Mariners. And after one play and a first down, Mar Vista has Clark doing a little bit of adjusting in the backfield, sends a man in motion from right to left, handoff, and a loss of one. Nice job by the Mustang defense getting in there and making the play. Tackle on the play by Jordan Peterson, the safety and one of the captains on this team.
Jordan Peterson is a really nice talent coming there out of that defensive back position, and came up strong on that one. But I really can't stress enough how big the Mar Vista defense has come up so far. Really giving their offense an opportunity here and keeping their team in the game. A total team effort here by the Mariners.
Second down, we'll call it 10, though it looks like a loss of about a half a yard for Mar Vista on that first down play. Fake to Smith, stepping up to throw is Clark. He's throwing a deep ball into coverage, and Smith is going to pick it off for Otai Ranch and will be tackled at the 30-yard line, but that's just like a glorified punt on second down, really, Andy, and this is going to be the worst field position Otai Ranch has had in this game, though they will get the ball on the turnover.
Yeah, Martin on the interception, I think, for the Mustangs.
Excuse me, Martin, that's right. Chris Martin with a catch.
Yeah, but that's the first pass you see from the Mariners from Clark. They don't do it very often. He's only thrown 5 passes coming into this game and the 2 previous games, so they try to get the defense off balance there, but great coverage by Martin, and he used those receiving skills well, playing defensive back, and that one came natural to him.
First down and 10 with 7:28 to go, second quarter. Hawkins with the back to his left and 2 receivers takes the snap. He's looking right. He's got all day to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. He's going to get positive yards. He's going to get a first down, and he's going to be cut down at the 45-yard line. Well, that shows Kyle Hawkins' running ability, which the coaches mentioned to us for Otai Ranch before the start of the game.
Definitely. It adds another dimension, averaging about 60 yards running coming into the game, per game that is. So when he doesn't see any of his options down there open, he'll have no problem tucking it down and picking up those first downs.
The ball at the 43-yard line after a gain of 13. Handoff. Anthony Williams is going to be hit at the line of scrimmage, a gain of 1. The ball at the 44, second down and 9. That interior running game between the tackles right now not working very well. Mar Vista's defensive line and linebackers have been stepping up to the task.
Yeah, amazing discipline. That was actually nice patience by Williams. Didn't see anything to the right and then tried to go back to the left, but outstanding containment by the Mar Vista line.
Second down and 9. Hawkins puts Williams to his right. High snap. He comes down with it. He's going to throw. Pass complete. Breaking a tackle and then getting wrapped up in Mar Vista territory is Elijah Herrero. So Herrero with the catch to the 43-yard line of the Mariners. Another first down for the Mustangs.
Herrero, a really nice option there out of the slot for Hawkins, a little bit smaller target, but you can see how he's a possession receiver out there, but also has some speed to get some yards after the catch.
Under 6:30 left, first half. Hawkins taking his time. Keep an eye on Chris Martin. He's in the slot on the far side. 2 receivers near side. Handoff Williams. No, it's a keeper for Hawkins. Nice fake. I was faked out, so was Mar Vista. Hawkins is going to get it for another first down. Inside the 35, down around the 32-yard line.
Yeah, great disguise right there. You've seen Williams get the ball so much that you're expecting him to get it, but Hawkins comes down with it and picks up another first down with his legs.
Otai Ranch now moving the ball pretty effectively, avoiding third down situations. Clock stops temporarily at the 6:07 mark. First down and 10 at the Mar Vista 33. Man in motion. Here is a receiver end around. Headed near side, cutting up field. Nice run down near the 20. That should be enough for another first down. Chris Martin on the carry.
He comes into the game with some yards on the ground as well, not just a threat there at the receiving position. And you see the different dimensions that you have from several players that can both run and receive. The quarterback can run and throw. So you can see it's opening a lot more options for this Otai Ranch offense, and that's why they're moving the ball so effectively.
The ball at the 20-yard line. One back in the backfield, Williams. Handoff Williams, right side. He is going to find a hole, get inside the 15, tackled around the 14-yard line.
And even though that interception there by Clark was good in terms of field position, it only kept the defense off the field for a couple of plays for Mar Vista, and it looks like they might be a little bit tired out there.
Second down and 4. They do look a little tired. You can tell with the way.
Especially some of the guys going both ways.
Right.
A little worn down maybe.
And with the way Otai Ranch is moving the football and staying out of third down situations. They haven't had a third down yet on this possession. Handoff, the fullback, Cunningham is going to get another first down. DeAudric Cunningham inside the 10. It's going to be first down and goal for Otai Ranch. And you get the sense from the way they're marching right here that the end zone is a likely outcome for the Mustangs.
Yeah, things coming a little bit more easily on this drive. Things opened up a little bit more for Hawkins as he leads the offense. But Cunningham getting his first carry there. Nice hard yards inside, picking up the first down.
Cunningham had to retie his shoe. We'll see if that causes a delay on the part of the Mustangs. Offset eye right for Otai Ranch from the 8-yard line. Toss sweep Williams looking for the corner. Nice job Mar Vista stringing it out, but is that enough for a touchdown? It is. Nice job by Anthony Williams finding the near side corner inside the pylon, and Otai Ranch is on the board.
Well, we've seen the Mustangs most effective when they get Williams outside on the edge. And they did it again with a toss right that time. Cunningham leading the way, and Williams ups his touchdown total to 5 on the year, rushing that is. So a nice solid run to get to that near pylon.
Extra point try coming up for Burgoyne. Burgoyne's kick is up. That looks a lot better. And that is right down the middle. 7-0 our score, 4:27 remaining, first half. You're following the action on your destination for high school sports and the official webcaster for the Metro Conference, PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com. High school sports lives here.
Well, Andy, Mar Vista, not known for moving the ball down the field quickly, trailing 7-0, though the scoreboard currently says 20-0, and that's not going to give our scoreboard operators any love from the Mar Vista fans below us. But they will get that corrected. It is 7-0 our score. But Mar Vista on this particular possession, 2 timeouts remaining. They certainly could run out the clock, but a field goal? I mean, what are you looking for here if you're the Mariners?
You definitely don't want the Mustangs to get any more points during the rest of the half. So at minimum, you want to at least eat up a majority of the clock. But with that said, you obviously need to get some points on the board to get back in this. So you'd love to march the ball down the field, take up a lot of that clock, and at least get yourself down into field goal range. And obviously the premium end result of the drive would be a touchdown.
Burgoyne to kick. 2 back to receive at around the 10-yard line for Mar Vista. Our scoreboard is now correct. 7-0. Burgoyne's kick is going to float over the head of everybody and into the end zone for an automatic touchback at the high school level. Landon O'Connell saw that ball sail over his head. And Mar Vista's got 80 yards to go in 4:26. And so far, their high water mark has been around their own 35-yard line. That's been it.
Yeah, they had that nice run and moving the chains a little bit. They're going to have to come up with some more lanes at that point of attack if they want to move anywhere, and they might have to open up the playbook a little bit and throw in a toss there and try to move the ball down the field a little more.
First down and 10. Only one pass attempted so far by Mar Vista. It was an interception thrown by Landon Clark. Here is a handoff, a short gain. The carry went to Kenny Nieves. Nieves picks up a couple. Second down and 8. A 70-yard scoring drive for Otai Ranch where they didn't have one third down the entire drive, their best possession of the game, and their worst field position of the game.
Yeah, that's the definition of efficiency right there. Marching down the field like it's nothing. But one thing we haven't seen besides that interception is Mar Vista giving up the ball in terms of turnovers. I had a chance to cover their game that they eventually lost to Olympian last year that ended their season, and that was kind of the disaster-filled game of turnovers. At least we haven't seen that for them this game.
Here is a handoff. The ball is loose on the field and is going to be recovered by Otai Ranch at the 20-yard line, and the broadcaster jinx in effect. What did you just say about turnovers? We haven't seen many, and there's the second in as many possessions for Mar Vista.
When you know it, a pretty crafty play. A nice handoff and then another inside reverse, but mishandling of the ball. And when you know it, right when I say it,
exactly.
It comes true.
And now a ton of time, a short field and 3 timeouts for Otai Ranch. 3:32 showing on the clock. We're in the second quarter. And the ball is at the Mar Vista 20-yard line, a defense that has already been taxed in this game, now facing a 2-0 Otai Ranch team with a short field. Offset eye left for Hawkins. Toss sweep. This time carrying the football, heading left-hand side is Joshua Pullen. Pullen is going to get no gain. Nice job by Mar Vista hanging in there. They have really been doing a good job stretching the field sideline to sideline.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting to see. You know, we had a chance to talk to Coach Hay down on the field before the game, and he said it's going to come down to the adjustments that this team can make, the mental adjustments, especially if their team gets down to a more athletic team, as he might have referred to them as. So even though things aren't looking for them right now, they're hoping to avoid a train wreck right here and hold their ground.
Otai Ranch will get the ball to begin the second half of play as well. Here's a handoff running right. Williams trying to get to the corner, a stiff arm, and staying right with him on the tackle. Nice job by Mar Vista. Was that O'Connell again? And now we got a penalty marker late at the end of the play. Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great job, O'Connell, sticking with the tackle, and then a little bit of help from his teammates at the end of the play, and I think the officials are going to rule that Williams was well out of bounds.
Yeah, it looked like he hit him well out of bounds, but there was no initial penalty flag thrown, at least from my observation. Then it came in late, and I think you're going to have an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
That is the 5th personal foul or unsportsmanlike conduct we've had in the game, 3 on Mar Vista.
And you saw a little bit of taunting after the play, and I'm wondering if that's what they actually targeted the penalty for. Yeah.
It looked like, given the battle that was going on with Williams and the stiff arm and O'Connell hanging on, that it was just more of a momentum thing that drove the whole pile out of bounds. But it was when the Mar Vista players jumped up and started barking at the end of the play, that might have been the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, Eddie. I think you're right. So it'll be a first down. Half the distance to the goal from the end of the play. Should be a first and goal for Otai Ranch. Mar Vista fans aren't going to like it, but they are pretty quick on controlling taunting at the high school level. The ball at the 10. 2:43 showing on the clock, second quarter. Mar Vista fans do not like it at all. Saying second down and 1. It should be unsportsmanlike conduct. Should be half the distance to the goal line, but that should be enough for a first down. But they're going to say no, second down and 1. Okay, so I stand corrected. Second down and 1 from the 11. Williams to the left to Hawkins in the backfield. Hawkins is going to throw. Now he's going to step up and try to run. He's bouncing around. Now he's going to toss it to Williams. Williams is going to cut to the near side, cut upfield, weave his way through the defense, and get in for 6. I don't think that's how Otay Ranch drew it up on the chalkboard, but it worked.
Nope, a broken play there, but it ended up fixing itself and turning into a touchdown.
Good athletes can fix plays quickly, and that's exactly what Hawkins and Williams did. An 11-yard touchdown pass thrown by Hawkins, and the extra point try coming up here for Burgoyne. The snap is good. The kick is also good. 14-0 the score. 2:27 remaining, first half of play. Otai Ranch up by 2 scores. Here on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Heather Resnick is our producer tonight. Adolfo Villanueva providing you all the video on one of 17 games we're covering around the state of California. Happy you're joining us here on Play On Sports, also live on YouTube. So, folks, if you've been watching this on your computer and you happen to have a YouTube app on your TV, go ahead and click on that. You can watch the game on your big screen. Invite you to do that. Or we're available mobilely now on your iPad and iPhone. And the iPhone 5 coming out was just announced yesterday for those of you Apple users in the audience. And that'll be another way you can watch our high school content is on your new iPhone 5 if you ordered that. And it's coming out on the 21st.
Yeah, you've got a few good games around California, especially here in the San Diego area. This Otai Ranch is probably going to get some consideration to be ranked top 10 moving forward here if they can keep up the way they've been playing.
Burgoyne set to kick. Mar Vista looking for a return opportunity. They might have one here. This is going to be grabbed by Nieves just across the 5-yard line. Heading back to the near side of the field. No blockers and a nice tackle in the open field by the special teams unit of Otai Ranch. Cesar Padilla, I believe, made the hit on that play. It was Padilla. Nice job.
Yeah, Padilla. And a lot of open space over there went low to the speedy Nieves and came through successful.
The ball at the 17-yard line. Mar Vista has not started a drive beyond their 20 the entire game. And when you're looking at a long field every single time, that is tough. Their last 2 possessions have resulted in turnovers. One, an interception that resulted in a 70-yard drive by Otai Ranch. A fumble led to a 20-yard drive by the Mustangs. And that is how Otai Ranch has gotten their 14 points, is off of turnovers on their next offensive possession. Clark going to hand off first down and immediately hit in the backfield and stopped is Benny Smith. I believe that was Justin Doughton who got there first as the linebacker for the Mustangs.
They're sensing everything out there, are the Mustangs, as they call a quick timeout here.
Yep, Otai Ranch calls a timeout. That is their first timeout. And so Otai Ranch now with 2 timeouts remaining. And why not? 2:15 to play in the first half. You're up by 2 scores. You've got 2 more timeouts you can use. You might get the ball back, Andy, around midfield with no timeouts, but a quick strike offense capability.
Absolutely. With around 2 minutes or just under that, you definitely have plenty of time to work with. On that last play, the Mariners trying to spread the defense of the Mustangs out a little bit, but that one not working. Like I was saying, the line just sensing everything out, not being fooled by more of a spread offense than we're used to seeing from the Mariners.
And it was a loss of 1 on the play, 2nd down 11. And given that you mentioned, just under 2 minutes, you might get the football back, because Mar Vista doesn't use up a lot of time on their plays. I mean, these running plays for short yardage don't eat up a lot of clock. it's the between that eats up a lot of clock, but if Otay Ranch is going to use their timeouts like this, they might get the ball back with about a minute 50 to play. What was a fast game is slowed down here in the last 4 minutes or so of actual game time. Handoff right side. This is going to be for positive yardage, but not much, maybe a couple. Jimmy Hill on the carry for the Mariners. Third down, and a second timeout is going to be called by Otai Ranch, and there you go, only 6 seconds off the clock.
Yeah, and if we see one of those plays again, if Mar Vista is unable to get a first down, Otai Ranch will be in a punt return formation with over 2 minutes on the clock.
And it's third down and 9. And against a team that does not throw the ball much, this is something where you can kind of pin your ears back as a defense and go right at it.
Yeah, absolutely. You've only seen one ball thrown so far from Clark, and it wasn't his best throw that he's capable of doing. So you're able to put some pressure here on the quarterback if you're Mar Vista and still have a lot of support at the second and third levels in case they do run it, which they're likely to do.
14-0 our score. Otai Ranch has scored the last 2 times they have touched the football and looking to get it back again as they've got Mar Vista at a 3rd and 9 at their own 21-yard line. Clark back to pass, sets up, has time. Now he's going to step up and run, and he's going to be cut down. He had a receiver open briefly, but didn't feel he had enough time to get off the pass, and that'll bring up 4th down. And that play took 7 seconds, so probably about a minute 55, a minute 50. Otai Ranch is going to have the ball around midfield as the punting unit comes on for Mar Vista.
Yeah, Clark had an open Jimmy Hill over here on the near side running a kind of a wheel route up the sideline, and he would have had to had it in there nicely timed, but he just felt that rush from the defense, decided to put it down, and ended up getting sacked, obviously.
4th down and 9, no gain on the play. And Clark, who's been doing the punting, has also been using his athleticism to pull down some high snaps. The first one, he really had to leave his feet. Second one, he just had to jump a little bit, but that's something when you're deep in your own end, you got to keep an eye on. And for those of you who watched the Chargers-Raiders game last week, saw the difference a good long snapper can make. And it benefited San Diego in that particular football game. Now here, Mar Vista trying to stay out of trouble. The snap is a good one. Clark's going to get this one away, almost blocked. This is going to take a Mariner bounce, roll inside the 45, down to the Otai Ranch 42-yard line where the Mustangs will take over. They are out of timeouts.
And that was about the best case scenario there for Mar Vista, as Clark was standing there about his own 5-yard line. Got a nice low punt in there, landed around midfield, and then rolled forward several yards. So he at least isn't putting his defense in too tough a situation, but of course they are facing a very potent Mustang offense.
And a 1st down and 10 at their own 42 with a minute 53 to go in the half. Hawkins puts a man in motion left to right. Now 3 receivers near side. Hawkins is looking to right. He's looking for Martin. He's got the pass completed at the 45. Martin jukes 4 guys, gets across midfield, just short of a 1st down.
Man,
why did he look like a matador in a bull ring? I mean, he wasn't doing much moving, and people were flying all around him.
Yeah, what a series of moves to make the defense avoid him, but was unable to get out of bounds or pick up that 1st down, so the clock's still running.
2nd down and 1. Out of the shotgun, here is Hawkins looking left, has all day. Now here comes the pressure. He's going to roll, he's going to throw, he's going to complete it. That's Bell, who's going to be cut down at the 34-yard line. A minute 15 left in the half, and a timeout on the field as the chains will move. Otai Ranch quickly up to the line of scrimmage. 1st down and 10.
Probably would have been better off going out of bounds there, but the clock is stopped with the 1st down, and the way they're moving the ball, they still have a lot of time here at the 33 with well over a minute.
Hawkins, the snap, he's looking left. He's going to step up, pressure coming, dodges it. Now he's going to be hit from behind. A loss of a yard. 2nd down and 11, and under a minute to play.
Still seeing great effort from the Mar Vista defense, sticking with it, putting some pressure initially there on Hawkins and then dragging him down from the backside.
Hawkins now under center. He might just be spiking the football here, and he's going to do that. That will stop the clock with 42 seconds. We are late second quarter, 14-0, and Otai Ranch trying to get some more points on the board. And on top of that, they're going to get the ball to start the second half of play, Andy. So, boy, if they score here, even 3, and they get the ball again, that's going to make it really tough. It's almost a 2-for-1 here for Otai Ranch.
Yeah, the chips are stacking up quite nicely for them. After going with a scoreless first quarter and, not seeing any results, now they're seeing the dividends being paid.
3 receivers to the far side of the field. Williams is going to shift to the right side of Hawkins. 1 receiver near side is Wichkowski. Here is a fade route down the sideline, and it's going to be almost grabbed. Wow. Bell almost grabbed it with his left hand after it was deflected away by the corner on the far side, O'Connell. That was almost a pick, and that was almost a spectacular catch.
I was almost expecting Bell to come down with that one, just because he has such great hands out there.
That would have been a play of
the way it was bouncing around, he kind of had his hand under it, his left hand under it, and he almost came away with it. But you're still going to see the Mustangs go for it here.
And why not? 4th down and 10 in your opponent's end and not a quick strike offense that you're facing. Why not? In motion, right to left, goes Elijah Herrero. Here is a pass. Herrero the catch. He's going to be stopped well short. Nice job coming up. Alejandro Ackerland making the play. And that will stop Otai Ranch's drive, and Mar Vista will take over with exactly 30 seconds left in the half.
Good stand by the defense there by Mar Vista, not allowing any more points to get up there on that board. Obviously the best play there for the Mustangs when you're in that type of territory around the 30, 35, too far out of your field goal range, and you might as well go for it, not risk a turnover with a field goal attempt or a punt. Now you just got to stop Mar Vista.
1st down and 10 for the Mariners, who will probably be content to run one play and then call it a half. Handoff left-hand side, and it looked like Benny Smith tripped over one of his offensive linemen's feet, and now we got a penalty marker at the end of the play. This one might be going against Otai Ranch. If so, that'll be 3 personal foul penalties against each team.
Yeah, pretty gritty game out there. A lot of emotions being left out on the field.
That is a personal foul against Otai Ranch. That's going to give Mar Vista a 1st down and 15 yards. Mar Vista does have 2 timeouts they can use, Andy. I don't know if that changes the thinking on the sideline for the Mariners or not. They now have the ball with their best field position of the game offensively at their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, maybe you go with the play action here and try to get the defense sleeping.
I mean, I see the offensive coaches coming out of the press box, which usually is an indication that they're not going to do anything too spectacular. But let's see. Smith in motion, gets the handoff, heading to his right, cuts upfield, positive yardage, a gain of 5 out to the 47-yard line. But it looks like Mar Vista will be content to let the clock wind down and call it a half and regroup in the locker room. And that is exactly what is going to occur. 14-0 is our halftime score, folks. We're going to step away here on PlayOnSports.com for just a little bit. And then we'll come back with a short halftime show. Again, your halftime score here on homecoming night at Mar Vista High School. Otai Ranch on the road for their 3rd game in a row. They lead it 14-0 over the Mariners. We'll be back in just a few moments. Please stay with us. Back here on PlayOnSports.com. Homecoming festivities wrapping up here at Mar Vista High School, where the home team Mar Vista Mariners trail Otay Ranch 14-0. Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Heather Resnick, our producer, Adolfo Villanueva, doing all the video tonight for us, folks. And Andy, if you look at the first half, that first quarter and a half was Mar Vista football, but it all shifted after what looked to be a somewhat innocuous interception by Otai Ranch.
Yeah, Chris Martin.
Yep, Chris Martin grabbing the ball, but at his own 30-yard line, so really a glorified punt on the part of Mar Vista. But Otai Ranch able to turn it on offensively. They march all the way down the field and score, force another turnover, score again. Now they lead at 14-0, and they're going to start out with the ball to begin the second half.
Yeah, that interception seemed pretty innocent, but when you look at this matchup, it's almost as if the Mustang offense was a ticking time bomb, just a matter of not if, but when that offense was going to go off and explode, and you saw that during the latter half of the second quarter, moving the ball at will. Really impressed by the quarterback, Kyle Hawkins, who was getting the ball out to his multiple receivers, and then also relying on his running back, Anthony Williams, who has a plethora of moves, and we saw those on display as he got into the end zone twice.
That's right, Williams scoring on an 8-yard touchdown run, capping that 70-yard drive. And then after recovering a fumble at the Mar Vista 20-yard line, Hawkins and Williams connected for an 11-yard touchdown pass, folks, but it was on a broken play. Hawkins couldn't find anybody. He stepped up in the pocket's collapsing, chaos all around him, and tosses the ball maybe 2 yards to his left to Williams, who catches it and weaves through the defense for a score.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive, that one play, that second touchdown. It's a little bit of a tough situation for Mar Vista. As you can see, they're a little bit overmatched. They really have to play a sound, almost perfect game to come away with a victory and compete against this Mustang team. So we'll see what happens in the second half. You never want to underestimate this Mar Vista team. They've got a lot of heart, and they still got their crowd behind them, and maybe you never know, a pep talk at halftime by Coach Hay might get them inspired, and who knows if they can get a little momentum going their way. But they do have the cards stacked against them. They're already down 2 touchdown scores, and Otai Ranch will be starting with the ball, so it's definitely a big mountain for them to climb.
Yeah, when you lay it out like that, Andy, it absolutely is a big mountain to climb, but especially when you're running the double wing and you don't throw the football very much, and that doesn't set you up to be in a comeback mode.
No, it's definitely a time-controlling type of offense where it's better to be in the lead and just kind of eat up the clock and preserve that lead, but they're not in that situation tonight.
PlayOnSports.com halftime show continuing from Mar Vista High School, where Otai Ranch leads at 14-0 over the Mar Vista Mariners. And Andy, one thing we haven't talked about is that Otai Ranch is playing their first 4 games, this being the third of 4, all on the road. They went up to Lake Elsinore and won there. They went to Mount Miguel, who's been very tough at home, and beat them there. They're now at Mar Vista tonight for this particular battle. And then they're at St. Augustine next week. This is not an easy stretch of 4 games, and Otai Ranch isn't doing it this way just because their scheduler is a little bit masochistic and wants to send them on the road for the first 4 games. But their field is being redone. It won't be ready till Game 5. But the coaching staff feeling, hey, we might be able to come out of this 4-0, and then we're going into a home game stretch where we're playing 5 of the next 6 at home, and we could be in really great shape.
Yeah, this is setting up for a potentially special season for the Mustangs, who have kind of gone through a couple of tough years here and there. 5-5 last year, missed out on the playoffs, but they have got a pretty talented team out there, and faced with a little bit of a roadblock as they start with 4 games on the road here. But if they can get through here 4-0, especially if they beat St. Augustine next week, who's ranked top 10 around San Diego, they should absolutely be ranked themselves after that. And then maybe their schedule gets a little bit easier there for a couple games before they hit that league play.
Yeah,
with a couple of tough teams, East Lake, Olympian. That's no easy schedule either.
No, and Chula Vista is pretty good. And Escondido, though they're going to be playing Escondido at home, that's a good program as well. And Castle Park and Bonita Vista, while they may not be as strong as they have been in recent years, anytime you're playing teams within your area, it's a big game, and you're often the one with the target on your back. And Otay Ranch, by that point in the year, is going to definitely have a bigger mark on their back than maybe they've had through the first couple of games.
Yeah, and not an easy schedule by any means, but if they can get through this good portion of the season without too many injuries and they're able to win a majority of their games, there's no reason why they shouldn't make the playoffs, obviously, and be ranked pretty high. And they're playing in Division I, obviously, and there's plenty of tough teams at that level here in San Diego.
Well, folks, we're going to take one final break here on PlayOnSports.com as we continue our coverage of the Metro Conference. We are at Mar Vista High School, where the Otay Ranch Mustangs lead at 14-0 at the intermission. We're about 4 minutes away from the start of the second half, folks. We'll be back with the opening kickoff of the second half in just a few moments. Please stay with us. Second half about to get underway here from Mar Vista High School. Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Andy, keys to the second half. First, let's start for the home team, but currently trailing Mar Vista Mariners.
Yeah, really it comes down to the turnover battle, and they lost that one in the first half. So they're going to have to be on the plus side of things in the second half to have any chance. Cannot give up the ball at all, really, if they want to stay in this. And then they got to maybe come away with a couple of big plays on defense and maybe try to turn the ball over and get their offense set up with good field position so that they don't have to take up 5-6 minutes on a given drive.
Mar Vista's best field position at their own 41-yard line, but that was with 20 seconds left in the half. Meanwhile, for Otay Ranch, they're comfortably up 14-0 right now. They're going to start out with the football. What do they need to do to control the second half?
Well, they just need to keep on doing what they've been doing, and that starts with feeding the ball to Anthony Williams. We've seen he has the courage to run inside the tackles, but they've had the most success when they get him out on some stretch runs and some pitches to the outside. So it starts there, and then you got to keep on putting the faith in Hawkins as he leads this offense at quarterback.
Third quarter underway, and we got a fair catch called for on the kick by Otay Ranch at their own 28-yard line, the 28-yard line, and that is where they will start out.
Interesting choice there by the Mariners special team unit, not wanting to avoid any sort of big play, I suppose, from the Mustangs, so they go with the pop-up pooch kick.
Meanwhile, our homecoming queen is still this is her second lap around the field in the convertible.
Yeah, the Corvette.
Very nice. Why not take a second lap? Meanwhile, Otay Ranch looking to take what could be a third lap into the end zone here on this particular possession, starting out at 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. Hawkins is going to start out under center, man in motion. This is a handoff, a nice counter. Williams has got a quick burst, but he's cut down at the 34-yard line after a gain of 6. Second down and 4, and boy, Mar Vista has been on the edge with Williams the entire game. You get the sense he's going to break one here in the second half.
You see that he is biting at the bit to get you know, a little bit more space because you can see the explosion, the quick explosion that he initially has, and then if he's able to make a move at that second level, he could easily be gone.
This Hawkins-Williams combo in the backfield is pretty potent, and they're both just juniors as Hawkins gives to Williams, who's going to get a first down across the 40 out to the 41-yard line, where it'll bring up 1st and 10. And this was something that Otai Ranch was able to do in their last two of their last 3 possessions, both scoring possessions. They avoided third down situations, Andy, and they do it right there.
Yeah, that's key, especially for a junior quarterback who, even though he had a lot of success at the JV level, he's still, you know, pretty fresh to competing at the varsity level. So you don't want to put too much pressure on him. And creating those third down and shorts or no third downs at all is huge.
Handoff Williams up the middle. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Bounces off the first tackler and keeps the legs moving to the 44-yard line where he'll gain 3. And 2nd down and 7.
The one dimension we haven't seen a lot of is, you know, throwing the ball deep to Martin. They obviously necessarily haven't had to do that, but if they're forced to do that at all throughout this season, that's just one more option he has to make this offense even more explosive. And then you've got a couple more other receivers that are quite reliable as well.
Hawkins steps into the pistol with 2 receivers to either side and Williams to his right. Mar Vista's got 6 in the box, but they're spreading out 5 in the backfield. Now empty backfield. Hawkins looking across the middle. He's going to throw, and there's the first big play for Mar Vista, an interception. Picked off across midfield, down the sideline, keeping his feet, keeping his balance, and taking it to the 35-yard line goes Adrian Iriardi. Well, you talked about it, Andy. What does Mar Vista need to do? They need to make a big play on defense. It should probably be a turnover, and that's exactly what they do right there.
Yeah, Iriardi coming up huge. He saw Hawkins looking Martin's way and stepped in front of that pass and made a nice leaping catch and helped out the situation even more by advancing it well into the Mustangs' territory all the way to the 35. So now you're giving that Mustangs defense a short field, and Mar Vista now has a chance to operate.
Adrian Iriardi with the interception. And now a short field on 1st down. Big defensive play. How about that? Justin Dutton quickly into the backfield and stops Benny Smith before he can even get going.
Wow, one of the captains for this Mustangs team, and you can see why coming into this game he's their leading tackler, averaging 10 total a game, as he just got into that backfield so quickly. Wow.
2nd down and 12 from the 37-yard line. This has got to be a must-score situation for Mar Vista. Any kind of points, even 3, but they got to get on the board and take advantage of this turnover.
Absolutely.
9:30 and counting, 3rd quarter. Clark, handoff, left side. Nieves has got some blockers in front of him. He's going to get a 1st down. He's inside the 20. He's down the sideline and finally ridden out of bounds. They're going to spot him right around that 20-yard line. That'll be enough for a Mar Vista 1st down.
Well, that type of space is a little bit more like what this offense is used to. Some of those backs having those leading blockers. Finally, something opens up for Mar Vista, and I didn't even know how long Nieves was going to be able to go on that one. He had so much room all the way to the far side there.
A gain of 17, 1st down and 10, and Mar Vista is in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Best opportunity for the Mariners in the game. Landon Clark under center. And we got some movement. We got a penalty marker, and this play is going to stop right there as some guys got a quick jump off the line, and it's going to be 1st down and 15 now for Mar Vista back at the 25-yard line. You got to avoid this kind of situation as well if you're the Mariners. You can't be making mistakes on a big drive like this.
No, you can't. But the alternative might not have been so good either, as that play probably would have gone for a loss, and you would have been facing a 2nd and 11 or a 2nd and 12. So at least you got 1st down here.
An extra down, and you got to make up about 3 yards. I know it was 5 on the penalty, but by your calculation, Andy, we would be looking at a 2nd and 12. So same play, handoff right side, cutting upfield, getting some open space. Nice stiff arm, breaking a tackle, and then getting down close to the 1st down marker is Adrian Iriardi, who just had that interception a few moments ago.
Some inspired football by Iriardi on both ends for this Mar Vista team, just putting his shoulder down, shedding a tackle, and getting a nice pickup.
Gain of 11.
Double digits.
Second down and 4. The ball at the 14. Right now, this is a different Mar Vista team than what we saw in the first half. Nieves to the right. Didn't catch who was to the left. Nieves is in motion. Ball's likely going his way. No, Clark is going to roll out. He's going to keep it. He's going to run out of room. Short side of the field, and now a late flag. Good call. Clark was out of bounds. He had been wrapped up. A little extra emphasis at the end of it by Rashid Farah. And Farah tossed him a couple yards into the sideline, and that's going to result in a first down for Mar Vista. They should have first and goal around the 7.
Yeah, a little bit too late on that hit. Big mistake there. That's the kind of thing you can't be giving up if you're the Mustangs.
Farah's going to come out of the game. He will be replaced. Not that he has to. He's not being ejected. Daniel Buelna is going to come in and replace him. But that's one of those where the coach is going to say, son, I want you to think about that for a play or two.
Yeah.
So let's see where they finally end up marking this. It should be at the 7-yard line. It is. First down and goal.
First down and goal from Mar Vista from about that 8.5-yard line.
So first and goal, Mar Vista. Clark on the edge of a score. Nieves gets the toss, cuts up the middle and gets maybe a yard. To the 6-yard line, it'll bring up second down and goal.
Well, we've seen them run that play a few times, obviously, with Nieves. The funny thing about that play is that Clark not only pitches it back to his fellow back, he also then goes and lead blocks. So even though he's the quarterback, he's a little bit different than your normal style of quarterback.
I'm going to make you a sandwich, then I'm going to hand feed you the sandwich at the same time. That's a little bit what Clark is doing out there. Iriarty back in the ball game. He's on the right-hand side. Second down and goal from the 6. Clark the snap. He's going to fake. He's going to fake. He's going to tuck it away and run and score. 6-yard touchdown run by the quarterback, Landon Clark, and we've got a whole new ball game with 7:37 left in the third quarter.
Oh, what a beautiful play design, faking it to Jimmy Hill and Adrian Iriarty before he keeps it himself and goes into the end zone untouched. You have so many weapons there with Mar Vista's offense, and you're so used to one of the backs getting it that you forget about the quarterback so easily if you're the Mustangs defense.
Extra point try, a critical one here. The kick is good. Nice job by Mar Vista. Well, you called it in your keys to the second half, Andy. What does Mar Vista need to do? They need to get a big play defensively. They got to win the turnover battle, and they got to take advantage of their scoring opportunities, and they did that to the letter right there on that possession.
Well, yeah, you see how things are made so much easier on an offense when they are inside the opponent's territory, and then you also have to have good play calling and good execution, and that's what you saw on that drive, much more so than you've seen on the other drives for Mar Vista. So they punch it into the end zone, and now we got ourselves a little bit of a ball game here midway through the third.
Well, Beto Garcia with the extra point try out of the hold of Josh Walters, and now Garcia on to kick. And Otai Ranch with their second possession coming up here. 2 turnovers for Mar Vista in the first half resulted in Otai Ranch touchdowns, ultimately. And the same thing just bit the Mustangs. Here is the kick by Garcia, and it's going to be grabbed inside the 10-yard line by Otai Ranch, across the 20, the 30, and then tripped up at the 34-yard line on the return. Nice job, good field position. Malik Williams with the return of about 25 yards.
Williams had a nice head of steam rolling there and had a decent hole, but Jimmy Hill just stuck out his arm and Went with the old arm tackle and it made Williams stumble, but still good field position here for the Mustangs.
Well, we'll see how junior quarterback Kyle Hawkins bounces back in guiding this offense after throwing an interception on their last possession. He's got 2 receivers to the near side. Joseph Parisi in the slot. Bell closest to the sideline. 1 receiver to the far side. Now Parisi in motion. Handoff Williams up the middle. Met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to take it across the 35 out to the 36-yard line for a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8.
And, you know, the interception by Hawkins wasn't that bad of a throw. The problem is he was just eyeing Martin the whole way, and Ariati picked up on that and jumped that route, obviously.
And that's something young quarterbacks deal with, is you get fixated, and even at the professional level, you get fixated on one player, you don't look them off. I mean, that is a skill that gets mastered even later on in your NFL career. We got an official timeout on the field, and it looks like we've got an equipment situation. I'm not quite sure. Coming over to the sideline is Kevin Lopez. Might have been Williams who had the equipment issue in the backfield with the chin strap that he got adjusted, and Lopez took a moment to make sure that they had the right defensive play calling. Lopez lines up at left outside linebacker. Here is the option run by Hawkins. Toss to Williams, who's going to get to the corner. He's going to cut upfield. He's down the sideline. He's in Mar Vista territory. He could be off to the races. He's to the 20, the 10. And no, he's in the end zone, but we've got a penalty marker. And did someone step out of bounds? He stepped out of bounds. Oh, well, let's see. All kinds of crazy stuff happened at the end of that play. It is going to be no penalty, but Williams did step out of bounds at the 48-yard line of the Mariners. That will be enough for a 1st down, however.
Ooh, a very fortunate break for the Mustangs as you finally...
For the Mariners, you should say.
Oh, yeah, excuse me, for the Mariners, yeah. As Williams got that speed going down the far sideline. Ooh.
So 1st down and 10, no penalty marker, and Hawkins with it in Mar Vista territory. He's going to tuck it away and run. Gets through the first line of defense. Nice spin move. Now he's in the secondary, and he's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Otai Ranch. That is how you respond after your turnover. How did Hawkins bounce back? He ran one in from 48 yards out.
My goodness, leads, what was that, a 3-play drive? And a beautiful spin move to set things up there, and then he got clear through the next level of the defense and used his foot speed to get to the house. Impressive run by the junior quarterback.
That is a bounce-back drive if you've ever seen one, folks. Nicely done by the junior quarterback. Kyle Hawkins, Burgoyne on for the extra point try, trying to make this 21-7. And the kick is going to be waved off as we have a penalty on the play. This is going to be an offside penalty against Mar Vista. So instead of kicking it from maybe 20 yards out, Burgoyne's going to move up to 19. Try it again. Unless they're going to do this on the, well, they waved off the kick, so they're going to have to.
Yeah, they blew the play dead.
Yep, so we'll see. They may just spot this one on the kickoff instead. We'll see. It's going to be declined. So the penalty is declined. 6:33 remaining, 3rd quarter. And Otai Ranch looking to go up by 14. We'll see if that throws Burgoyne off at all. He missed a field goal earlier from 22, but he has been excellent on the extra point attempts ever since. And now we got another penalty. Maybe this is Mar Vista's answer to icing the kicker. Be another offside call. First time it was on the right end, and now I think they're going to try to go for 2. I think they might take the penalty here, move it half the distance to the goal, and try for 2.
Might as well move it to about 1.5 yards.
Why not? So Otai Ranch trying to take advantage. I mean, there isn't a whole lot to gain here. I mean, if you're up by 15, it's still a 2-possession game. If you don't get the 2-point conversion, Mar Vista with 2 scores could take the lead. But I guess head coach Anthony Lexina got tired of looking at offsides calls and said, fine, we'll take.
Send a little message here.
Exactly. Strong side right, offset eye right. Hawkins the snap. Williams has it. Williams is in the end zone. 2-point conversion is successful. 22-7 is the score. Otay Ranch comes back after Mar Vista scores off an Otay Ranch turnover and answers with a score of their own. You're following the action on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the PlayOn Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
That's right, folks, using the exact same graphics you're seeing tonight. So we give you our graphics package, our proprietary software, and let you go at it. And boy, what a great opportunity for students. I don't know about you, Andy, but if I'd had something like this in high school, I would have been broadcasting everything I could get my hands on.
I would have too, and I wouldn't have wasted my time starting college as a pre-med major.
Look at that. Another advantage of our school broadcast program, clarity and major choice.
Yeah, absolutely. Would have made up my mind a little bit earlier.
OChem knocked a lot of people out from their pre-med path, I could tell you. Meanwhile, Otay Ranch, nice response by the Mustangs. Now Mar Vista, probably going to start in their own end. Imperative here that Mar Vista respond with a score of their own?
I would say so if they have any chance of winning this game. Down 2 possessions, and with the way they move the ball, especially starting deeper in their own end, which they're likely to do, they got to at least put up a field goal on the board, in my opinion.
Try to keep it within a 1-possession game, or at least a little bit closer. Now trailing by 15. This kick will be returnable. Nieves is going to grab it at the 2-yard line, heading near side across the 10, but he's running out of room. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 12. Nice coverage by Otay Ranch down the field. Finally making the play was Cesar Padilla. And so once again, Mar Vista deep in their own end. They've had 1 possession, their last one that started in Otay Ranch territory. Other than that, and when they got the ball at about their own 41 with 30 seconds left in the half, it has all been inside their 20. And Mar Vista starting out this time at their 12. They have to go 88 yards. Maybe the 13-yard line, fine. 87 yards, still a long way with 6:26 left in the third. First down and 10. Landon Clark, who scored the last time he touched the ball, is going to try to do the same here, and he hurdles over an Otay Ranch Mustang, and maybe the line of scrimmage. I think that's it.
Clark keeping it once again. We really only saw that type of play be effective on that touchdown run where they ran a couple of fakes. Otherwise, Clark has pretty much been stuffed in his rushing efforts against this bigger Otay Ranch line.
Second down and 10. And Clark under center, Nieves in motion, handoff Nieves, trying to get a hole and just isn't able to find one quickly enough. And now a penalty marker late. Otay Ranch is going to be called for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty as they slam Nieves to the ground at the end of the play. Well after the whistle. Boy, there are some things that are happening on the football field tonight that both coaching staffs are going to want to clean up. That is the 5th personal foul penalty against Otay Ranch in the game.
Yeah, definitely something you got to clean up. And I know it's early in the season, but we are already to week 3. And going forward, that is something you have to remove as each game going forward gets more and more important.
Yeah, and the tension goes up more and more. I mean, you are dealing with high school students, so folks tend to get a little more amped up at that age anyway.
Yeah.
But then it's not like it gets any less tense from here. I mean, if Otay Ranch doesn't curb that, what happens against a team like Eastlake, who's an arch rival, or Chula Vista? So now this gives Mar Vista a first down out to their 27-yard line. Here's a toss sweep, and that's not going anywhere. Nice defense by Otay Ranch once again. A loss of a yard, maybe 2. Back to the 25, loss of 2, second and 12. they're just getting good penetration against the offensive line right now.
They really are, and it makes things easier for those back-end safeties when 8 or 9 guys up at the first level can do most of the damage, and they can clean up anything after that. But on that one, it was definitely the line that got the penetration and the tackle.
Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. 22-7, Otay Ranch. Each team with a score in the third. Second down and 12. The snap, Clark is going to roll right. He's going to tuck it away and run. Nice job. First down and more into the secondary. He's got a lot of room in front of him. He's to the 30. He's to the 20. He's going to be tackled just short of the 20-yard line. What a big play by the quarterback, Landon Clark, who blew right by 4 defenders. I think he surprised them with his speed.
Yeah, he really did. I saw him getting around the edge, and I thought he was going to hit a defender around the first down marker, but just weaved inside, and then he was off to the races. Going outside and then back inside to get down to the 25, or maybe inside there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to spot it at the 24-yard line ultimately. A 51-yard run for Clark. First down and 10, Mar Vista. They're in business. On the Otai Ranch side of the field, they needed a big play. It's another big play. Their second big play of the second half. Heading to the near side. Nice run. Good block. Iriarty is going to be driven out of bounds after a significant gain. Short of a first down, but a nice first down play. And Iriarty a little slow to get up.
I think the main reason he's still laying down there is because he gave defensive back Chris Martin quite a blow. And there was a pretty solid collision there. Martin went down on his backside. Iriarty stayed up on his feet. But a big impact.
Gain of 7 on the play. Second down and 3. Clock stops with 4:05 left in the third. And Iriarty, at first, they're looking at his right leg. So trainers are working on Iriarty right at the point of the tackle. And he is getting up. Let's see if he can put any pressure on that thing. That is not a good sign. He's been a significant contributor here in the second half with an interception, a couple of big runs, and those are some large shoes to fill right now for Mar Vista.
Yeah, he's clinging to his right knee, it looks like. Hopefully it's nothing more than a Charlie horse around that area on the quad, but
we'll keep an eye on that.
The best.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that for you here on the near sideline. Meanwhile, second down. Actually, they're going to give him 8 on the play. Second down and 2, maybe a short 2. It looks like it might be a yard and a half. Clark's going to keep it himself. That should be enough for a first down. Inside the 15, and that will be a first down for Mar Vista.
Well, Mar Vista's sticking with its game plan, and now in this second half, we've see it pay off a little bit more. A few of their textbook plays are fooling this defense, no matter how simple they seem, and they're moving the ball quite well.
Kevin Moore brings the play call into the huddle for Mar Vista. And he's going to line up in what would normally be Adrian Iriarty's spot on that left side. Nieves to the right. We might see more of Nieves here with Iriarty out. Nieves gets the pitch. He gets hit behind the line. He's going to be stopped. Once again, great penetration by Otai Ranch. At that time, it was Rashid Farha who came in and had that personal foul penalty on the last possession where Mar Vista scored, but bounces back here on this possession to make a nice tackle in the backfield, and it'll be second down and 12.
Yeah, making amends on that play and initially stopping the momentum of Nieves, and then it was just a tackle party there for the rest of the Otai Ranch defense.
The invitation was at the ball carrier. Under 3 minutes left in the third. Big possession for Mar Vista. They can get some more points on the board before the end of the quarter. Make for an interesting last 12 minutes. Clark looking to throw across the middle, wide open, and broken up at the last minute. What a defensive play by Otai Ranch.
Yeah, Steven Alexander from the safety spot coming over and breaking that one up.
That was right in the hands of Steven Contreras, the tight end. But Alexander came in and knocked the ball away at the last moment. What a great play call, but Alexander stopped it.
Yeah, really nice play call. You had the receiver on the seam route there, and just ended up being a better play by the defense.
3rd down and 12. 2 possession territory for Mar Vista here.
I would think so, especially,
And now we got movement. 3rd and 12 is going to turn to 3rd and 17.
I would think, yes, it would be 4-down territory when you're this close to the end zone and you have this type of opportunity. You'd probably want to go for the 6 points.
Oh, they're going to call offside against Otai Ranch. Well, how about that? And Otai Ranch is furious. And they may have gotten lucky there because one of the Mustangs' helmets just came off, and you can't take your helmet off on the field. I don't know if that was inadvertent or what. I think that's what the officials are letting go. But, wow, that was a bit of a surprise. We thought that was going the other way. In fact, everyone here in the press box thought it was going the other way. 3rd down and 7 now instead of 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, that changes things quite dramatically.
Well, boy, if you only have to get, if you don't have to get all 7 on this one play, if you think it's 2-down territory, Andy, and the coaching staff agrees with you for Mar Vista, then let's see, Mar Vista's, probably thinking that are going to call a timeout here. So Mar Vista's going to use their first timeout here in the second half. They've got 2 left. 2:45 showing on the clock on the scoreboard to our left-hand side here at Mar Vista High School on homecoming night, and things are getting interesting here on the gridiron as it's 22-7. Otai Ranch leading it over the Mariners here on PlayOnSports.com, your destination for high school sports.
Stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we will select our player of the game as well as wrap up all the action from this ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Folks, we'll select a player of the game like Andy said. We'll also try to have a live interview with that player, and we've got a lot of candidates out there, but this one is still well in doubt, especially if Mar Vista can score here.
Yeah, we've seen them step up and make several plays that have kept them in this game. And now a crucial series of plays coming up right here, as you got to go with what you're most comfortable with, at least to knock out a couple of yards right here and make it a more manageable 4th down if they do indeed go for it.
3rd down and 7. The ball at the 10-yard line, the first down marker at the 3. Landon Clark under center. Now man sprinting out far side. Clark's going to tuck it away and run again. He's in the end zone. Touchdown. Same play that he scored on before, this time from 10 yards out, and Mar Vista has made it a 1-possession game.
Going with the bread and butter right there. Change things around just slightly on that play as they split out one of the backs just before the snap. I think that caught the defense a little bit off guard, had one of the back-end defensive backs sliding that way, and it opened up an opportunity for the quarterback, Clark. Another nice run.
Benny Smith with the diversion. And now Garcia on for a very important extra point. I said a 1-possession game, but only if he hits this. No good. Wow, that is huge. 22-13. That makes the offside penalties on Mar Vista with Otai Ranch going for 2, and now the missed extra point, that looms even larger. And so Mar Vista, boy, now they need 2 scores. That is a big one.
That is definitely big, but you still do have a lot of time left in the ball game. So about 14 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. So you're still going to have to score twice, obviously. That does change things around, but the key here, the first thing you got to think about is stopping this offense of the Mustangs on the other side of the field. Last time they were on the field, they scored in just a few plays. So you got to come out with a defensive attack here and not let the Mustangs put up any points on the board.
Well, one thing that might be good news for Mariner fans is that Iriarty is walking around on the sideline and looks like he's itching to get back in the game. So we'll keep an eye on that and see if he's able to get back in. He is a key contributor defensively and offensively for Mar Vista. Meanwhile, Otai Ranch up by 9. And that swing of events on special teams where you have a couple of offside penalties and then you decide to go for 2 and you make it. and then your extra point try is no good on the other end. And that's our 9-point differential right now. Here's Garcia going to kick it short. Fair catch called for and grabbed at the 31-yard line. Or excuse me, maybe the 29. We'll see where they spot that. Split the difference. They're going to call it at the 30. First down and 10, Otay Ranch with 2:40 left in the third.
Yeah, right there at the 30-yard mark. It really comes down to the small things, and those special teams plays that you mentioned could loom large here.
Well, Iriarty back in the game, and he's lining up in the defensive secondary, and that's a good sign. He's already had an interception. You see he's still favoring that right knee a little bit, but he's playable, and he's staying in there. Hawkins, offset eye right, tight end right on first down. Takes a snap, toss sweep. Here is Williams. Williams heading upfield, and he's going to be met near the line of scrimmage. He'll get a couple of yards, but not a whole lot. Second down and 8. Mar Vista's done a nice job containing Williams in this game.
Yeah, really good stretch by the defense to get all the way to that far side. A couple guys had to run quite a ways to get there to Williams. But whatever the case, obviously you hope Mar Vista, if you're the fans here, make a game of it. But you got to be impressed with the way they've responded here in this second half. As things didn't look good for them down 2 touchdowns, they've really made it a game here.
Hawkins with a double tight end set is going to give it to Williams again. He's met at the line, and this is something that Otai Ranch has been able to avoid since midway through the second quarter, and that's third and long situations. Now facing a 3rd down and 6 from their own 34-yard line. Boy,
yeah,
if Mar Vista can get a 3 and out.
Yeah, we haven't seen one of these 3rd and longs for a while, so this would be huge if they get a 3 and out here. Just a little bit over a minute now on this drive for the Mustangs.
A minute 35 remaining in the third. Bell's going to spread out to the near side. To the far side goes Chris Martin. Offset eye right. Keeping it on the ground. No, now throwing it, and Martin is wide open. He's got that, and he is going to get an easy score. The halfback option works. Chris Martin could have eaten a sandwich before he got to that ball, and he would have had his touchdown anyway. That is a great play call by Otai Ranch, and they get the touchdown. Wow. 66 yards.
That really sucked in the back end of that Mariner defense, and as wide open as Martin was, I mean, Williams could have thrown the ball within a 20-yard radius, and Martin wouldn't have been able to catch it, but he actually threw that ball perfectly in stride to Martin. And what a tricky play call there on a big 3rd down.
That was the perfect time for that play call. Burgoyne for the extra point. Good. 29-13. What a huge play. And, yep, the safeties completely bid on it. They were running up there to make the play. And Williams took a little bit wider route than normal. You could smell something was up, and Martin didn't have anyone anywhere close to him.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking before those last few plays that, you know, we haven't really seen Martin get involved in this second half. And, you know, there's different ways you can get him involved, and that's not the normal way, but that's the way the defense least expects it, and proved to be the perfect play call.
Very effective. A minute 15 remaining in the third quarter, and just in these last 4 or 5 minutes of play, Andy, we have seen some pretty amazing big plays by both teams.
Yeah.
Clark, 2 touchdown runs for Mar Vista. Hawkins, a 48-yard TD run, and now that 66-yard touchdown pass from Williams to Martin on the halfback option.
Yeah, you know, sometimes in games that just happens, and, you know, there could be a number of reasons for it, probably the biggest one being that the defenses are slightly more fatigued, so some things open up a little bit more.
Well, and you're keying on Williams.
Yeah.
They've been effective at stopping Williams. You've got a 3rd and 6, and now Williams has the ball, and your instinct says we're shutting down this 3rd and 6 running play, and everyone runs away from Martin, who had all day. And now Burgoyne to kick off. Nieves back deep along with O'Connell. O'Connell to the left and Nieves to the right as Burgoyne is facing them. Going from right to left is Otai Ranch in the white jerseys. The Mariners in the home gold and green. Burgoyne's kick is up in the air and returnable. This is going to be O'Connell from his 6-yard line. He's going to head to the far side of the field across the 15, cuts back 20. He has a nice move, gets out to the 25-yard line. Good return. A return of 19 yards. Decent field position for Mar Vista. They'll take over with a 1:07 left, third quarter.
Mar Vista still within 2 scores, but if they somehow manage to get back into this game, it would have to be 2 touchdowns, both with 2-point conversions. And that's no easy task, obviously.
No, and they can't afford to keep trading scores, which is what they're doing with Otai Ranch right now.
Yeah, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but 2 3-play drives most recently for the Mustangs to get into the end zone.
That's correct. And both big gains. This is a team that can be explosive offensively, Otai Ranch. Now Clark is going to toss on first down. That's going to get the ball to the 26-yard line for a gain of 1 on the carry by Benny Smith. Second down and 9. Well, you could feel the air out of the balloon a little bit here on the Mar Vista side of the football field, but a sustained drive right now is not the end of the world for Mar Vista if it results in points, even if it chews up 5 or 6 minutes.
Yeah.
Just you got to get a stop on the other end because you're only probably going to have 3 more touches of the football, perhaps, if you're Mar Vista.
Yeah, definitely. You got to come up with the stop, and they've come close to doing it, but then you have to really execute perfectly on defense to stop that Mustangs offense.
Nieves is going to get stopped at the line. No gain on the play. Third down and 9.
And if you're the Mustangs, you are in the perfect position. You're really in control. The last thing you need is any type of stupid penalty, anything after the play. You've already fallen victim and made some bad plays in that regard in the game, and you can't have that anymore.
Well, Mar Vista is going to let the clock run out on the third quarter, and we move to our final 12 minutes of football. And what has been a very interesting game, but one where Otai Ranch has managed to expand their 14-point halftime lead to a 16-point advantage moving into the fourth. 29-13 is our score here on your home for high school sports, your destination, PlayOnSports.com, proud broadcasters of Metro Conference Athletics.
PlayOnSports.com is not only your destination for Friday night football action, but it's also the place for the most comprehensive coverage of high school playoff and championship events in all sports from across the country. PlayOnSports.com, high school sports lives here.
And folks, we start our girls volleyball coverage in the Metro Conference this Thursday. Check our PlayOnSports.com page under California for that action, and then more football within the San Diego section next Friday. Hope you'll join us for that. As we continue our coverage around the nation all season long on PlayOnSports.com, our national portal, now available on your mobile device. You can also catch our coverage and highlights on our YouTube channel. Invite you to do that. We should have this game up in full after the game is complete. And on top of that, we will have highlights up later on this evening. And there have been plenty of those to pick from tonight, Andy.
Yeah, several.
Mar Vista now going right to left, a critical third down and 9 at their own 26-yard line. Clark on an inside counter move, and that's not going to get much. No gain on the play, maybe a loss of 1. We'll see where they spot it. Fourth down, though, and long coming up for Mar Vista, and the punting unit's going to trot onto the field.
Unfortunate for the Mariners as they were just unable to get anything going on that drive.
Fourth down and 10.
And now you just have to play the percentages as much as you'd like to go for it. Facing a 4th and 10 in your own territory would not be the right move. Even though you only got a couple of possessions, it's the right decision.
Clark is on to punt. Martin stands inside his 45-yard line. Punt away. Beautiful kick by Clark. Martin driven back, but has a chance to return it from his 34, heading near side 40. Across midfield, 45 down the sideline. He could break this one. He's going to break this one to the 10-5. Touchdown, Chris Martin. Chris Martin goes from his 34 into the end zone, 66 yards on the score. And we've got a penalty against Mar Vista at the end that is going to be waved off the touchdown, and that might cement this one with 11:05 to go in the game. Otai Ranch, another big play.
Yeah, and that happened once again in the blink of an eye with this Otai Ranch team. And you saw Martin's speed just get the best of that special teams defense from the Mustang. The Mariners had a couple of chances to just at least get their hands on him, but that just wasn't enough to bring him down. And Martin strikes again.
That is an apt phrase right there. He has struck a couple times tonight and on 2 consecutive scores. There's going to be an extra point try, and once again it's going to be waved off because a late substitution by Mar Vista is going to result in a penalty, and the Otai Ranch is going to say we're going to go for 2 again. I think they might be. The ball moved half the distance to the goal line, and they're going to try to make this 37-13. Well, we talked about the quick strike, big play capability of the offense for Otai Ranch, and while Mar Vista had been able to hold them down for most of the game, here in the third quarter, the second half of play, it's been more Otai Ranch football than Mar Vista football.
Yeah, absolutely. And both halves, they just kind of come on late a little bit, does the Mustangs team. And it's just so hard for either a full game or for a half to contain that entire offense and not let them do too much damage.
Jumbo package in the backfield. 3 backs there behind Hawkins, who's going to give it to Cunningham, I believe. But Cunningham, I don't know if he dropped the football or just lost his footing, is going to end up short. So the 2-point conversion, no good. But 35-13 is the score with 11:05 remaining in the game. Otai Ranch up comfortably here at Mar Vista High School.
PlayOn Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at PlayOn Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/PlayOnNetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Jeff Kurtz alongside Andy Bishop. Mar Vista with a record of 1-1 coming into today's game. Homecoming night, and it has not been an easy opponent that you would normally see scheduled. One game, you look at the calendar and you say, well, which one might we win? We might win this one right here. And Otai Ranch, this is definitely an improved ball club over last year's squad.
Absolutely. Kind of a mediocre season last year, going 5-5 straight up. And they had a younger team, and you're seeing some of those guys mature a little bit and really come on. Pretty impressive to watch tonight.
You know, Otai Ranch has been trying to build a power out in the eastern part of Chula Vista, where Eastlake has dominated for years. Bonita Vista's had some good teams, and Olympian has come on. Olympian and Otai Ranch started their schools within a couple years of each other, Otai Ranch coming on first. And Olympian actually made the championship game last year before losing to Cathedral Catholic. And Otai Ranch had been kind of lost in the shuffle a little bit, but now looking to mount a big comeback at the Division I level, and they're certainly well on their way. Here, just the third game into the season, Nieves is going to pick up this kickoff at the 9-yard line, head far side of the field, cut upfield, and he will be cut down just short of the 20. And Mar Vista will take over there with under 11 minutes to play. And we'll see what the Mariners can do. They need to get 3 scores. They trail by 22. Couple extra points and a 2-point conversion to boot. It's a tough hill to climb right here.
Absolutely. And so it doesn't look like things are going to end all that well for them, but you got to say this is a good test for them, as Mar Vista, normally at the Division III level, falls back to the Division IV level this year.
And that's all based on enrollment, folks.
Yeah.
So next week, Mar Vista's at Grossmont, then at Santana. Those are not easy games against teams from the Grossmont Conference. Here on first down, we've got a penalty marker. 2 of them. And the play will grind to a halt. Then Montgomery, Castle Park, and San Ysidro at home for Mar Vista. 3 straight home games. They're at Hilltop, and then they conclude with Southwest. So We'll catch Mar Vista here on PlayOnSports.com again this year. It'll be interesting to see how the team progresses, but Brian Hay has started them off with a pre-league schedule that is going to be tough. They are not, obviously, after today, they're not going to, last year they finished 11-2 after the conclusion of the playoffs. They're going to be 1-2 after today. They aren't probably going to be quite as successful in the win column going into the playoffs this year, but it'll still be a formidable team in D4.
Yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of good Division 4 teams here in San Diego. I mean, you can say that about every division, but we really saw it last year with some of those top-ranked teams.
Madison,
and
Valley
and
Center.
now St. Augustine comes down to Division 4 as well.
And once again, we've got more movement. Mar Vista was called for one penalty a moment ago, and now it's going to be first down and 20. So Mar Vista discipline breaking down here a little bit. You got to keep your concentration. Clearly the player is somewhat disappointed. Actually, probably somewhat we could take out of there. Disappointed that they now trail by 22 after they put on quite a fight in the third quarter. But you got to keep your head, and I think that's hopefully something that senior quarterback Landon Clark is communicating to the guys in the huddle right now. Composure and focus. Clark staring at a first down and 20. Handoff, right side. Smith trying to get around the corner. Does get around the corner and gets decent yardage on that first down play. Looks like you got about 7 there, Andy, on that carry.
Yeah, finally got around the end, and we've seen them successful when they can get a couple of those guards or tackles pulling with a couple of bodies to lead those rushers. Unfortunately, those plays have been too few and far between tonight for the Mariners, but another good week of practice here. They'll definitely have some game film to break down, as this is one of the better defenses they'll be playing throughout the season.
Gain of 7 on first down. Second down and 13. Under 9:30 to play. Receiver splits out near side. Clark's going to tuck it away and run. He's going to be stacked up. Not a lot of room there. That quick turnaround, the offensive line, there's just too many bodies in white jerseys, and these linebackers for Otay Ranch exceedingly quick to the football.
Yeah, they really are. Two really solid levels of defense on the Mustang side there, with that line who has really held its own throughout the night on a majority of the plays, and then that crew of linebackers is always there to clean things up as well.
Third down and 13. No gain on that last carry by Clark. Clark puts a man in motion, this time to the near side, and once again, great penetration by Otay Ranch, but cutting upfield, picking up a first down. Nieves, what a hard runner this kid is. Knocked out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 4 guys had a shot at him for a 5-yard loss, but he manages to break it, not only for a first down, but a first down and more.
Once again, around the edge, this time on the left side, the near side for us here.
25 yards on the carry.
That offense really runs nicely when you can get some space out there on the edges.
Well, I mean, you look at the way Nieves headed to the near side with 4 white jerseys around him, kind of picked his way through the tulips there and then managed to find a pathway up the sideline for a big gain. It's a nice bit of bounce back after Mar Vista had 2 false start penalties and found themselves in a 1st and 20 at their own 10-yard line. They make up that plus more, out 32 yards now on this drive. Smith in motion, gets the handoff right side, and there's the defense for Otay Ranch. They're pushing the offensive line 2 or 3 yards into the backfield.
Yeah, when you get that push, that offense doesn't run as well as it does in theory. It looked like it was Malik Williams up front there, coming off the edge there, getting a really nice push on that left side. Just a sophomore.
Loss of 3 back to the 39-yard line. Second down and 13. 7 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in the game. 35-13, Otay Ranch. Clark looking for some answers here on 2nd and 13. He's going to drop back to pass, and he's tackled almost immediately. Before he could even turn around after the play fake, he had a guy in his face. I think that was Rashid Farah. Farah gets in there, and he was also joined in there by Francisco Solis.
Yeah.
Solis, a captain on this team, along with Bronson Arukan, an offensive lineman. Justin Doughton, a linebacker. That's a name we've called a few times. Chris Martin, who scored twice. Stephen Alexander, we've called his name on defense at linebacker. So key contributors from your captains.
Yeah, that was a big loss and a Mustang sandwich right there as those two guys smashed Clark. That one couldn't have felt too good.
And I think they threw some extra mayo on that as well. Here's Clark going to tuck it away and keep it. Nice gain all the way out to midfield. Well, you got to go for it now. 4th down and short. That was Clark on the, no, it was O'Connell. Nice job by Landon O'Connell.
Got it out there to O'Connell on the handoff for the pitch, and then Clark was running alongside him. Looked like he had the ball as well.
I don't think anyone could find O'Connell, at the diminutive senior at 5'8", 160 pounds. But he's been playing tough on the edge at corner defensively and has a big run there and a 4th and 1, maybe 2. First down marker looks to be at the 48-yard line, but not a whole lot for Mar Vista required here. 5:44 to go in the game. Mar Vista trying to chip away at a big Otai Ranch lead. Clark's going to tuck it away and run, and he is close. He may have it.
Yeah, I think he's got it. Momentum pulled him forward.
Andy, Mar Vista may not win this football game, but they're proving something to themselves right here on this drive. And that's they're still playing. I mean, you got to play in these kinds of games, and that's going to help them out later on in the year, even if they end up on the short end of the score tonight.
Yeah, no matter what, you've seen them sticking with it throughout the entire ball game, whether we're down 14 late in the first half or now even by a larger margin here in the 4th quarter. They're continuing to work and play hard.
First down and 10, the ball at the Otai Ranch 47. Clark is going to hand off to the left-hand side, and the tackle on O'Connell. Now back on the Mar Vista side of the field, the 48-yard line, a loss of 5. Nice defense once again by Otai Ranch. Is that Alexander with the tackle?
Yeah, I think he was one of the many Mustangs in there.
They're just quick to the football. They're darting in between the seams and the offensive line and getting into the backfield. And it's tough when Mar Vista's suffering a loss or no gain 2 plays in a row and having to make up so much yardage on 3rd down every time.
It can be deflating, but they are sticking with it like we were talking about. But that defense, it's not only do you get that initial hit, but then like we were talking about, a swarming of bodies, 2, 3, 4 more players right on the player instantly after that.
2nd down and 15, and there's a timeout on the field. Looks like Otai Ranch, someone with a helmet issue. Trying to see who that is. Looks like that's Justin Doughton. So Doughton's going to have to come off the field for this play. 2nd down and 15, under 4:20 to play in the game. Mar Vista trying to mount one final scoring drive here if they can. They've converted a couple, 1 3rd down, 1 4th down. Smith right side, and once again, great penetration by Otai Ranch. And a loss back to the 46-yard line, 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, that play was pretty close to being broken for a big gain. Just got tripped up right at the ankles and fell down for another loss. But he had a seam. But again, just a great effort by that Mustang defense, getting their hand anywhere they can on the ball carrier.
Under 3:30 to play. Otai Ranch once again forcing Mar Vista into a 3rd and long. Clark is going to keep it, and he's going to be tucked away in the backfield. Francisco Solis makes it 4th down and even longer. The first down marker is at the 38-yard line of Otay Ranch. The line of scrimmage is back at the 38-yard line of Mar Vista. And that math is not favoring the Mariners, the punting unit on.
Now 3 losses in a row. Just spectacular plays by that Mustang defense.
4th and 24. Martin set to return at the 30-yard line. Last time he fielded a punt, he took it to the house. The snap a little high. Clark gets it down, gets the punt away. It's off the side of his foot, however. He was under duress, and he kicks it out of bounds on the Otay Ranch side of the field. And that's just unfortunate. He got a high snap. He's trying to get it away quickly, and Otay Ranch is going to have good field position, but they're up by 22, and it's all over but the counting here at Mar Vista High School.
Prefer to just get the digits off the scoreboard there if you're the Mustangs and get out of here healthy with a pretty solid victory.
Otay Ranch and their sophomore quarterback, junior quarterback, Kyle Hawkins, now out of the game. And they're going to their backup. Damian Wichkowski in. Wichkowski's going to hand off on first down. We have a penalty marker down, and tackled is Joshua Pullen. Loss of a couple. Back to the 44-yard line, and we've got illegal substitution against Otay Ranch.
Yeah, we saw Wichkowski out there lining up at receiver, hauled in a catch, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
Early in the game. Now,
penalty is declined by Mar Vista. That's a wise call after Wichkowski lost yardage to the 44-yard line. Otay Ranch has one more road game, and that is next week, a game we will have for you on PlayOnSports.com at Mesa College facing St. Augustine. That should be a fantastic matchup. Toss sweep to the near side is going to be picked up and dropped by Pullen. Then the ball on the ground looks like Otay Ranch. Wichkowski recovers. It was almost grabbed by Mar Vista.
Ball was bouncing all over the place.
It was.
It was really anybody's, and Wichkowski.
Couple more dribbles, Wichkowski could add a layup.
Yeah.
Third down. 16 to go here for Otay Ranch. But the clock winding down on the third win of the season for the Mustangs. They will move to 3-0 on the year. Mar Vista will fall to 1-2. Wichkowski moves into the pistol formation on 3rd and long. A back to his right, man in motion from left to right. Wichkowski's going to tuck it away and run, and he's going to get the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 4th down, and Otay Ranch might just run one more play here. No, they're going to bring the punting unit on. We have not seen the punting unit for Otay Ranch in a while. Let us remind you that is Carlos Medrano, who punted once earlier in the game, and it's a good sign if you see your punter maybe on your first possession and then on your last. You know there's a lot of scoring in between.
As much as you appreciate everybody that contributes on your team, you prefer to keep that guy off the field.
Yes. Every week I want my punter to have the cleanest jersey and cleats of anybody.
We want to remind you here now with about 40 seconds left to stay tuned for our post-game show here on PlayOnSports.com. We'll select our player of the game, have an interview with him, and wrap up all the action from tonight's ball game. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com.
Otay Ranch trying to get everybody on the field. They're probably going to take a delay here. They're using as much time as possible. Wichkowski's now going to be out there on special teams, and that will stop the clock with 16 seconds left. 4th and 16 is going to turn into 4th and 21. Well, a nice game by the Mustangs on the road for the 3rd straight week. They're going to come away with a 35-13 win, barring a spectacular return here by Mar Vista. And Otay Ranch, you can say this program is on its way back with a big test next week. If they can beat St. Augustine, definitely a top 10 team. High kick, Medrano. Shorter, but it's going to bounce in Otay Ranch's favor. And we'll be down inside the 25-yard line with 4 seconds left. And Mar Vista will run one play, and that will do it from Mar Vista High School. A disappointing homecoming result for the Mariners tonight. But for Otay Ranch, once again on the road a win. That's pretty impressive, and not against easy opponents either. Mar Vista's tough at home. Mount Miguel's tough at home. Lake Elsinore, tough at home.
Yeah, absolutely. A 3-touchdown victory here tonight. As Mar Vista, hung with them tough, but the Mustangs making the plays when they needed it most.
Almost an exact match to last week's win over Mount Miguel, which they won 37-12. Tonight, Otay Ranch is going to win it 35-13, as that will do it. There was a fumble on the play, and then recovered by Mar Vista, and then a little bit of tackling at the end, and that will do it. Otay Ranch wins it 35-13 over the Mar Vista Mariners. Folks, PlayOnSports.com postgame show coming up in just a few moments. Again, please stay with us. We'll try to have an interview with our player of the game from the victorious Otay Ranch Mustangs. Once again, your final score, 35-13. Otay Ranch over Mar Vista. Back with more in just a few moments.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Alright, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP. get a player up here.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the PlayOn School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
We're here on PlayOnSports.com with our player of the game, Anthony Williams of Otay Ranch. I'm Jeff Kurtz alongside Mr. Williams, who was difficult to catch all day. He had a touchdown passing. He had a touchdown running. You had one receiving. You did everything except drive the team bus here today, didn't you? What an outstanding game. First of all, I want to start with a play where you might not normally be known for your scoring, and that's throwing a touchdown pass. Why did you guys decide to call the halfback option right there on 3rd and 6?
It was just because, like, the first week against Lake Elsinore, we came out, we were, like, down for by one touchdown. And then I told the coach that, like, since Pop Warner, I can throw the ball. So then today I told him at halftime that it's open. So then he said, all right, we're going to come out here in 3rd quarter, and we're going to try it. And then he gave me the ball, and I just threw it to Chris Martin.
Now, when was the last time you threw a pass in a game?
Week 1.
Week 1.
Yes,
So
sir.
Week 1. So not that long ago, but effective.
Yes, sir.
In both instances, dusting off these Pop Warner passing skills a little bit. Now, this is a tough game. Mar Vista always tries to slow the game down, do a lot of ball control. How were you guys able to stay patient offensively when you weren't able to score through much of the first quarter and into the second?
We just came out. We just kept telling our O-line to just block for us, and then seal our blocks, and then we can have something happen for offense, for the running backs and the wide receivers, and including the quarterback.
Do you guys ever feel, are you a team offensively that's pretty confident where you know, look, even if we're struggling a little bit early, you feel like you've got some big plays in you at some point along the line, something's going to break if you keep doing what you want to do?
Yes, sir. Like I think we have like one of the best athletes on the team, like through the South Bay, like the running back skills, running back wise, and our receivers. So like we just keep our heads up, and then when the play breaks for us, that's what happens. When the O-line blocks for us.
Anthony Williams, our player of the game here on PlayOnSports.com. Anthony, I know, let's talk a little bit about the defense tonight, because the defense for your school did a great job getting into the backfield and really disrupting Mar Vista's offensive plays. How was it for you? How is it for the offense sitting on the sideline when you're seeing Mar Vista forced into 3rd and longs and having to punt the ball pretty routinely?
It's pretty good. I mean, like, it's better for us, so, like, we can, what's it called? We can, oh, my God, I don't know how to say this word. I know how to say this word right now. I forgot. I know how to say this word, but, like, so we can overcome, like, this, like, if we get a stop, and it's for our offense to do what they did to stop them, so we need to score all the time.
This is your 3rd straight game on the road. One more against a big opponent next week, St. Augustine, probably the toughest test of these first 4 games. What do you guys think you're learning from being road warriors here these first 4 weeks of the season? What are you guys gaining out of this particular experience?
It boosts our confidence up to go on the road, and then it feels pretty good to keep winning on the road. So, like, when it comes home games, we'll be ready for any competition on the field.
What do you guys need to do to beat St. Augustine next week? What's it going to take in practice this week?
Hard work, heal our bodies up, and then come out on Friday and then be ready to go on a war.
Well, Anthony Williams, he's talking about it now, and they're certainly doing a great job so far this year. 3-0 on the season. Otai Ranch doing a nice job. All on the road so far. They've got one more to go, a big one next week against St. Augustine. Anthony, congratulations. Great game. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to wrap up here on the PlayOnSports.com postgame show in just a few moments. Please stay with us.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful. We're coming in on 1. For more information on how your school can join the Play On School broadcast program, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you.
One shot at this.
Back here on the PlayOnSports.com postgame show, Jeff Kurtz rejoined by my analyst, Andy Bishop. Andy, we just heard from Anthony Williams. One touchdown passing, one touchdown rushing, one touchdown reception. He says more hard work in store, but they're really learning a lot this year, having played 3 of their first 4 games now on the road and one more road game to go before they hit play at home.
Yeah, you used the term correctly. They're really road warriors right now. And they showed it best tonight with a 3-touchdown victory. Really like the offense. So many weapons that you have there with Williams, great quarterback play by Hawkins, and then you had Martin at the wide receiver position who came up with several great plays. And then they have a tough defense. So really an all-around great ball club, and we saw that tonight, and they're getting a lot of good experience on the road as they get ready for the rest of the season.
What was the difference in this game in your mind? What allowed Otai Ranch to really take control, and then especially in the third quarter when Mar Vista put on a push, how were they able to maintain their lead?
Well, I just think it came down to the pure speed and athleticism that they have over there with the Mustangs. Mar Vista, got to give them a shout-out for their effort there, but when it came down to it, the Mustangs just had a little bit too much speed, and that really took over the game at the end of both halves.
Meanwhile, Mar Vista falls to 1-2, but this is a squad at the Division IV level coming off last year's phenomenal season and upset win over St. Augustine in the quarterfinals to reach the semis, the furthest the school had ever been in their entire history, and Mar Vista's been around for a little while. What are they gaining out of this? Even though a defeat on homecoming is not what they had in mind now with a 1-2 record, but you can see there's some progression going on there for the Mariners.
Yeah, absolutely, and you just have to commend their effort. Even though their game plan may not be the prettiest, or their offense or what have you, they play tough, and that's what you got to love. And going down the rest of the season, that's just going to pay off for them. And who knows, they could make another run in the playoffs again.
Well, they can certainly serve them well. You can see both teams very well coached. Brian Hay, the head coach for Mar Vista, Anthony Lexina, the head coach for Otai Ranch. Folks, that's going to do it here from Mar Vista High School, where Otai Ranch wins it 35-13 over the Mariners. I'd like to thank our entire broadcast crew who made tonight's broadcast possible, including our videographer, Adolfo Villanueva, Heather Resnick, our producer, for my broadcast partner, Andy Bishop. I'm Jeff Kurtz saying so long until next week on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.